Patrício Pitbull get outclassed on the feet by Yair Rodriguez, and I think what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be predicting the upcoming matchup for the prelims of UFC 327, Patrício Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. Before we get any further into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe, turn on notifications when you guys want to see when I upload. And now, let's get into the video. If we look at Patrício Pitbull's last fight against Dan Ige, it was a good fight. But I will say what really made him win that fight was that Dan Ige was being a little too nice to Patrício Pitbull. I feel like he realized that if he loses this fight, he's not in the UFC. He probably wanted him in the UFC, so probably that's why he let him get the win. But it's not like Dan Ige was technically letting him win. Dan Ige was the fight where Dan Ige was giving him trouble with the striking. And then we look at Patrício Pitbull's fight with Yair Rodriguez. That fight was pure dominant, bro. Yair Rodriguez just completely demolished him. There was no good rounds for Patrício Pitbull whatsoever. It was crazy because that was when, I think he had a one-fight deal. If he won the fight, he would get in the UFC. But if he lost, he wouldn't be in the UFC. That's what I thought. Because that's what I could have sworn that was gonna happen when he fought Yair Rodriguez. But then he ended up fighting Dan Ige at UFC 318. I think Patrício Pitbull's a good fighter. I do think he's very old though. He's 38 years old. And Aaron Pico being 29 years old. Who has the better striking in this fight? I say Aaron Pico has way better striking. He's a really good boxer. I'm not mistaken, he's been training boxing almost his whole life. And if we look at his debut against Lerone Murphy, he was beating Lerone Murphy on the feet. Lerone Murphy wasn't doing nothing to Aaron Pico on the feet. Then he tried to submit him. It didn't work. Then I feel like what made Lerone Murphy get that knockout was that when Aaron Pico was coming close, he had his hands down and started rushing like this. His hands were kind of low. So that's what created that opening for that spinning elbow that knocked him out. I think if he didn't do that and didn't rush in with his hands low, he probably would have demolished Lerone Murphy. If we're being completely real, I like Lerone Murphy, one of my favorite featherweights. Well, we gotta be completely real here, guys. That would have been completely dominant. But this is I feel like it's kind of one-sided. This is not a 50-50 fight. The card is absolutely stacked though. But like I said, this is a one-sided. They're both former Bellator fighters. They didn't fight in Bellator, if I'm not mistaken. But I do think Patrício Pitbull, he is one of my favorite Bellator fighters of all time. He was really good at Bellator, but like I said, I feel like he should have got that UFC contract like years ago, but they just didn't give it to him till like now. I feel like it's like towards the end of his towards almost the end of his career, which is where he got in the UFC. But yet again, DC did come in the UFC at 30 and still became world champ, even though he's 30 and Patrício Pitbull's 38. But there's maybe a possibility where he still become world champion. It's not like it's impossible. I just don't see it, especially the division now. We got a lot of great fighters. I just don't think that he would be able to become world champion as right now. But hey, I'm not saying I'm fully doubting him, but he could prove me wrong. I think Aaron Pico could become world champion. He just got to play it smart and not rush in like that, especially with someone like Lerone Murphy, he's really good at that, but I feel like Aaron Pico was just kind of a little too cocky in that fight, and that's what made him lose the fight. Aaron Pico, what he needs to do in this fight is to use heavy boxing pressure. Pressure him on the feet, and number two, have wrestling defense. Have wrestling and submission defense, because if Patrício Pitbull can't beat you on the feet, he's probably going to try and submit you or land takedowns. So he's got to have that defense. And lastly, when you see those takedowns, throw those uppercuts. That's what's going to help you win this fight. As for Patrício Pitbull, he's going to have to use body kicks, hunt for that submission, and trick him into striking, and trick him with with striking. Because if you're a wrestler and you can't land takedowns, you have to trick them by striking with them. All of a sudden, boom, land that takedown. That's how it works. Who do I got winning this fight? I got Aaron Pico winning this fight, guys. We've already seen Patrício Pitbull get outclassed on the feet by Yair Rodriguez, and I think we're going to see it again. Even though Yair Rodriguez and Aaron Pico are two different fighters, I get that. But if you've already got dominated by someone who's good at striking, and you're fighting someone again who's also good at striking, yeah, he beat Dan Ige, but Dan Ige didn't go didn't go 100% in that fight. You know, he probably was 100%. He just didn't want to, you know, go 100%. And Aaron Pico, he's obviously going to go 100%. But this is a quick prediction, guys. That's going to be the end of the video. Like, subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. Thank y'all for 57 subscribers. And I'll see y'all in the next one. For now, I'm out. Bye.